part 2 of WrestleMania. I hope everyone is having a great day so far. We are kicking it off with Monday Night Raw's Tag Team Championship match. You can see the titles hanging above the ring. That is because this will be a tag team ladder match for the Raw Tag Team Championships. SAnitY taking on the current champions, the Revival. Let's find out which two members of SAnitY will be in this matchup. And first out is Alexander Wolf. Why they're not coming out together, not entirely sure. But individual entrances for SAnitY, it seems, as Alexander Wolf will be one of the two men representing SAnitY in this matchup. Let's see who his partner will be. The sold out crowd on their feet for the first matchup of part 2. As is it going to be Killian Dane or is it going to be Eric Young? Let's find out now. Either way, this will be an interesting matchup. It being a ladder match, you got to climb the ladder and unhook the titles instead of just a pinfall or submission victory, of course. So things will get out of hand for sure. SAnitY and the Revival, as it looks like it's going to be the leader of SAnitY, Eric Young, along with Alexander Wolf, going for the tag team titles this time around. No Killian Dane in sight, but the Revival may still need to keep an eye out for the Beast of Belfast, just in case he decides to make an appearance to help SAnitY out at some point in this matchup. But speaking of the Revival, let's get the Raw Tag Team Champions out here now. The crowd already anticipating this matchup. We had a very interesting part 1 of WrestleMania. We saw Rusev win the Ultimate Warrior Battle Royal to earn a future title shot in 2K20. We saw Baron Corbin defeat John Cena. And we also saw the Architect Seth Rollins defeat Raw General Manager, the Rated R Superstar Edge. If you didn't see part 1, other than the fact that we just summarized it in 2 seconds here, that will be in the info cards above if you missed part 1. So the Revival, Raw Tag Team Champions, not walking out with their titles since they're hanging right above them in the ring. We'll see which team can climb the ladder and become the Raw Tag Team Champions, or in the case of the Revival, retain the Tag Team titles. That is what's on the line here. The Revival looking to continue to be the top guys in the Tag Team division as this matchup gets underway. Eric Young goes right after Dash Wilder as Scott Dawson and Alexander Wolf leave the ring to go after a ladder. Wilder sent into the corner, a back rake by Wolf. Eric Young grabs the ladder, sets it up, middle of the ring. Wilder gets up to his feet. Big right hand from Eric Young. Tosses him into the corner, knocks down the ladder in the process. Scott Dawson and Alexander Wolf still brawling on the outside. EY with the ladder once again. Over the head, belly to belly suplex. Actually, no, just a regular belly to belly there to Wilder as Eric Young quickly climbing the ladder, trying to unhook the belts. Wilder right up there to meet him. Forces Eric Young to let go of the titles. And big forearms from Dash Wilder. Throws him off, and Dawson now takes Wolf out of the equation for the time being. Can Wilder take advantage to end this matchup quickly and retain the Raw Tag Team titles? Looks like Wilder is about to do it. Alexander Wolf looking to run interference. Climbs the ladder. Wilder saw it coming. Alexander Wolf looks angry. And now Scott Dawson from behind trying to take Wolf off the ladder to help Wilder out again. Eric Young back up to his feet. Needs to get back in. He sees what's going on. He needs to stop it. Trying to get a big right hand to Wilder. Breaks his clutch on the titles again. The Revival nearly ending this matchup already. Stuff like that can happen in a ladder match. They get one opening to take the titles down and they can end just like that. We saw a ladder match last week at TakeOver New Orleans for the United Kingdom Championship. Pete Dunne versus Leo Rush. Pete Dunne won that match in mere moments. And now Eric Young trying to grab the titles up. And now, and they get it. SAnitY are the new Raw Tag Team Champions, just like that. Exactly what I meant before, guys. The ladder match could either go on for quite some time, or it could end after just a few minutes, just one moment to take down the belts. And SAnitY, after a year-long stint on the main roster, are now Raw Tag Team Champions. What a matchup to start off part 2. Is rather short. Champions heading into 2K20. SAnitY proving why they are one of the best tag teams in all of Universe mode. Let's get ready for the next matchup here in part 2. We have the Raw Women's Championship match between the challenger and winner of the first ever Women's Elimination Chamber match. It is Bayley. She'll be taking on the current Raw Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey. Very excited about this matchup. These two have clashed earlier this year, and Bayley trying to be the first person, or at least first Raw person to defeat Ronda Rousey. The reason we say first Raw person is because we have to remember back to Survivor Series. It was Ronda Rousey versus Asuka, Raw Women's Champ versus SmackDown Women's Champ. Asuka won that matchup. It was a great one. Asuka came out on top, so in terms of, I guess, undefeated streak, technically Ronda lost, but she has not lost since she's not lost a title match, pretty much is what I'm getting to. Just kind of trying to explain things here, over explaining things. But Bayley looking to defeat Ronda Rousey. Bayley has been on a roll this entire year, has had great match after great match. Her first matchup of the year was against Tamina, and that was already possibly match of the year candidate. It was a great match. Bayley won in the end, and Bayley's just been on the rise ever since. And now her toughest task, probably of her career, trying to defeat the baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey, the Raw Women's Champion. And of course, she is accompanied to the ring by her advocate, Paul Heyman. Ronda, too, has been on a roll. Again, her only loss was to Asuka at Survivor Series, but that was, of course, not for the title. So in terms of title defenses, Rousey is undefeated. We'll see if Bayley can change that. Bayley, pretty much the underdog in this matchup, but she thrives in situations like that. And the crowd has full faith in the Huggable One. Can she become the new Raw Women's Champion? Can't be much bigger than this with Wrestlemania. Two of the best women on the Raw roster this whole year going toe-to-toe for the top women's prize for Monday Night Raw. Or technically the only prize, but you guys get what I mean. It's a big fight feel. Can Bayley climb the mountain again and become a two-time Raw Women's Champion? She's got a shoulder tackle from the champ right off the bat, showing her aggressive side, wasting no time. Bayley rolls out, gets back in, another shoulder tackle by Ronda. And got aggressive stomps to start things off. Big right hand. Bayley stunned. Irish whip to Rousey in the corner. Splash. No, monkey flip instead there by Bayley. Nice move. Tosses Ronda halfway across the ring. Rousey now moves out of the way. Running bulldog takes the challenger down. And there's some trash talking by the Raw Women's Champion. Bayley rolls up to her feet. Lefts and rights from Ronda, and a big right there stuns Bayley again. Bayley turns her around into a neck breaker, takes Rousey down quickly. Wrenching on the neck. Trying to apply as much pressure as she possibly can. And this is the side of Bayley we have seen a lot this year, and she's got to bring it to a whole new level if she wants to defeat Rousey here tonight. Big stomp to the lower back. Bayley continues with the offensive kick to the side of the head now. Ronda in a bit of trouble. Another kick by Bayley. You can see Paul Heyman's reaction there in the corner. Oh, look at this Hurricane Ronda by the Raw Women's Champion. Now Ronda to the second rope. Double elbow as Bayley moves out of the way. Look at the strength of Bayley. Michinoku driver takes Rousey down. Picks the champion right back up. Bayley drops her right on the top rope. Rousey clutching her throat. Stomp to the chest. Bayley continuing this offensive explosion. Sends Ronda into the corner now. Monkey flip again. Dropping the champion on her back once more. Goes into a headlock. Ronda in trouble. Something like this is Ronda's territory, so Bayley does need to be careful. Bayley locks it in all the way. Ronda gasping for air, trying to get to her feet. Bayley breaks the hold. Ronda sent into the corner again. Bayley looking for a third monkey flip, but Rousey with the takedown. Big right hands. What is this? Paul Heyman grabs a chair, tosses it in the ring. Stomps to the chest of Bayley again. Is Ronda going to use the chair to her advantage, or will it backfire? Rights from the champion. Michinoku driver again. Ronda's left arm hit the chair though in the process. Bayley up top, looking for the elbow drop. Goes for a splash and says the referee, throws the chair out of the ring. Paul Heyman's idea backfiring there, but now Paul Heyman distracting Bayley, allows Ronda to get back up to her feet in time. And a big elbow to the back. Clothesline to Bayley in the corner now. Bayley back into the ring. Ronda looking for it. I thought she was going for a takedown, but she does something else instead. Bayley sent out onto the apron. Look at this. Tosses Bayley back in. Now Ronda sent into the corner yet again. Arm jack takedown by the Raw Women's Champion. Knees to the midsection. Bayley in trouble once again. Looking for the Rousey Buster. That might be it for Bayley. Ronda into the cover, but no, rope break. Saves the matchup for Bayley. Picks her up again. Kick to the midsection. Ronda with a monkey flip of her own into the signature arm bar. That might be it for Bayley, but no, look at this. Turning it around immediately. Big right hands to the champion. Goes for a kick. Bayley catches it. Picks up Ronda. Drops her on the top rope again. Ronda with the kip up. Both women fired up and ready to go. Kick to the midsection of Bayley. Uses the rope as leverage and a stomp to the throat. Ronda very aggressive in this matchup, and Bayley has been going toe-to-toe with the champion since the opening bell. Backbreaker by Bayley. Ronda is stunned. Ronda trying to pull herself up. Bayley waiting for an opening. Turns around looking for the snap suplex. Ronda not really moving too much after that move. Now trying to get to her feet yet again. Bayley just waiting, taking her time now. Ronda to her feet. Bayley looking for the Bayley to belly to win the Raw Women's Championship again. Second time in her career if she could pin. 1, 2, and no, Ronda gets the shoulder up in time. A very close near fall there for Bayley. Bayley starting to get frustrated, yelling at the referee. Bayley with the comeback now. Chops to the chest. Splash or spear in the corner. Look at this. Bayley going full steam ahead. Or full speed ahead rather. Sends Rousey into the corner again. Look at this. Suplex into the corner. Rousey ragdolls as she falls down. Cover 1, 2. And no, Ronda's still in this matchup somehow. Pretty sure hitting the bottom turnbuckle with her neck. But she's still in this matchup. Bayley going up top looking for an elbow drop. Maybe shades of her idol Randy Savage, the Macho Man. An homage to him. Elbow drop to Rousey. Look at this again. Perfect form there by Bayley. The Macho Man, of course, one of her idols and inspirations. Cover on Rousey to become Raw Women's Champion again. And no, Ronda's still in it. What a matchup these two women putting on. An instant classic as to be expected. These two will definitely be up there for Female Superstar of the Year during the end of year awards coming, I believe, next week or the week after. We got to figure out the format of that for this year. But Bayley staking her claim for not just the Raw Women's Championship, but Female Superstar of the Year as well. Again, year-long momentum. Can it end with another championship reign? And a near fall again to Rousey, but she is still in this matchup. We also still have one more match to go here in part 2. So be sure to stick around for that. We're not done yet. Just as a reminder, I believe I mentioned it in part 1 yesterday, WrestleMania this year is 4 parts. And part 3 is tomorrow on Wednesday, and then Thursday will be the end of WrestleMania and the end of Universe Mode for the year, as Rousey fighting back now. Bayley with the right hand. Reversal by the champion. Clotheslines Bayley down. Looking for the Rousey Buster again to put Bayley away for good. Now into the cover. 1, 2, and no, Bayley's able to kick out now. And running on pure instinct alone. Bayley with the comeback again. Takes Rousey down. The crowd on their feet. Rousey gets out and back in. So does Bayley. Bayley looking for another snap suplex, and she hits it straight into the cover. No, Rousey gets saved by a rope break. Bayley picks her up. Body slam by Bayley. Now off the ropes. Spinning elbow drop. Nice combination there by Bayley. Looking for another snap suplex this time. Making sure Ronda hits a lot harder than the previous suplexes. Headlock again on the champion. But this time Ronda fighting through. Again, that is her bread and butter. Ground and pound. Offense and headlocks, all that stuff. Reversal by Rousey. Big right hand. Can that knock out Bayley? And no, Bayley gets her hand on the bottom rope just in time. Forces the break. Definitely running on instinct at this point in the matchup. Rousey looking to end things. Takedown. And big right hands to the face of Bayley. Bayley smart to roll out of the bottom rope. Rousey was going for a second rope move. Referee's count begins. Rousey now outside of the ring. Look at this backdrop suplex to the Raw Women's Champion. Count of 2 by the ref. Bayley picks up Rousey. And dumped face first on the apron. The hardest part of the ring, aside from the ring posts and steps, of course, but of the ring structure itself, the apron is the most unforgiving part. Bayley to the top rope again. Elbow drop to the back this time. Bayley pulling out all the stops. Looking to do the unthinkable. Bayley to belly. Incoming again. Cover on Rousey. 1, 2, 3. And Bayley has done it. Bayley is Raw Women's Champion once again, but she just defeated Ronda Rousey. What a matchup and what a year it has been for Bayley. But she is the new Raw Women's Champion. Bayley is unbelievable this year. She is continuing to impress. Big matchup here. Let's get ready for part 2's main event. It will be the Intercontinental Championship match between the current champion Lars Sullivan and former champion, the glorious Bobby Roode. And speaking of Bobby Roode, he makes his entrance right now. Makes his way down to the ring, the glorious one, looking to become a 2-time Intercontinental Champion. He technically never lost the IC title. He had to relinquish it earlier this year due to injury. He returned at the Royal Rumble, was in the final 2 with The Miz, who of course went on to win it. But Roode had a great showing in the Rumble match. I'm pretty sure he had some eliminations, and I believe he eliminated Jeff Hardy when it was the final 3 of the Rumble match. But Roode also had a match on SmackDown, defeated Jinder Mahal rather easily and in dominant fashion. But Roode getting one more chance at the Intercontinental Championship before he relinquished the title and left to recover from his injuries. He did state when he returned he'd either go right back after the Intercontinental Championship or he'd move on to bigger and better things. But let's see what Roode can do here at WrestleMania. And if I'm not mistaken, this might be his first WrestleMania here in Universe Mode, I think. I might have to go check on that, but Roode looking to make WrestleMania glorious. And I definitely have the confidence in him that he can do so, even though he is taking on the Freak Lars Sullivan, who has been very dominant since coming up from NXT. His debut at Money in the Bank to challenge Braun Strowman for the WWE Championship was one of the shocking moments of the year. The Freak didn't come out on top, but he didn't stop there. He just kept defeating opponent after opponent, dismantling anyone in his path, including the previous Intercontinental Champion Chad Gable. At Fastlane, Sullivan retained the Intercontinental Championship. And even before that, dismantling Batista in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Sullivan is someone that should not be messed with. But Bobby Roode is not going to back away from a challenge. He wants to try and reclaim what he never really lost. So this will make for an interesting matchup to close out part 2. Look at that, his first title on the main roster, and winning one soon after a debut is pretty, not unheard of, but it's a pretty interesting feat here in Universe Mode. It doesn't happen too often. I think Samoa Joe might have been the last one to do so at some point last year, if I'm not mistaken. But let's get this Intercontinental Championship matchup underway. The glorious Bobby Roode taking on the Freak Lars Sullivan. This crowd, after that previous matchup between Bayley and Ronda Rousey, the crowd still on their feet as Lars Sullivan goes for the knee right away. Sullivan has gone to the chop block many times in pretty much all of his matches so far this year. Targeting in the knee of Roode would definitely be a smart choice for Sullivan, considering all the injuries that Roode was suffering from earlier this year. Pretty much an injury almost everywhere, if I'm not mistaken. But Roode looks to be back to his normal self and has not missed a step. Again, he had an impressive showing in the Rumble match and dispatched Jinder Mahal on SmackDown rather easily. Roode also not someone to be messed with, but we're going to see if the Glorious One can overcome the Freak. He was going for the spear, but look at the strength of Sullivan. Just pushes Roode away so casually. Just right hands. Now Bobby Roode fighting. Oh, look at the leap over. Avoids the chop block to the knee again. Roode's got to do stuff like that if he wants to keep Lars Sullivan off guard. A Thez press from the IC champ. Big right hands. Roode in trouble once again. Big clubbing right hand again. And the aggressiveness and the strength of Lars Sullivan is just ridiculous. Kicks to the chest, and again in his debut match at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view when he challenged Braun Strowman, he took Braun to his absolute limit, nearly became WWE Champion on his first night on the main roster. He has yet to cross paths again with Strowman, but I'm pretty sure if they were to ever be in the same ring again, I would feel bad for one, the referee, and two, the ring, because I feel like stuff would kind of explode there, to be honest. And in an armbar predicament, Roode, not exactly a submission specialist by any means, but trying to wear down the Freak as much as he possibly can. As now Sullivan turns it around. And a chop block right to the knee again. And now stomp to it as well. Big right hand, no, Roode blocks it, and one of his own. Kick to the midsection, Roode looking possibly for the glorious DDT. Sullivan squashes that momentum quickly. And Lars looking for the Freak accident to put Bobby Roode away. Cover to retain, 1, 2, 3, and just like that, Lars Sullivan remains Intercontinental Champion. Another dominant showing. His matches don't go for too long. Lars is just too overwhelming. But Bobby Roode up to his feet. Extends a hand in respect to Lars Sullivan. You gotta respect what the Freak has been doing, and Roode acknowledges that he sees talent. He knows talent when he sees it, but that'll wrap up part 2. Sullivan is still Intercontinental Champion. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff, and we'll see everybody tomorrow in part 3.
Gotta go, man, I'm on the chase now. Leave me on my own, I got a chance to break now. Here I fucking go, take control of fate.